Yes.
Have you ever seen a show with fellas on the mic with 1 minute rhymes that don't come out right? They fight.
They never right.
That's not polite. Am I lying?
No, you're quite right.
Well, tonight on the Tarik mic, you're about to hear.
We swear the best star rappers of the year. So
Cheerio,
yeah,
scream
bravo. Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
Hey yo, Tug.
What?
Put your valleys on.
No, Rick, I want some about you, but I need a shoe home.
Why?
Because the shoes always hurt my goal.
6 minutes, 6 minutes, 6 minutes to get fresh, you're on.
Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Yo, what's wrong with
Well,
that?
I don't know, they're late, told them the time. Oh, I forgot the date.
Man, you did it again. Oh, no. Here we go. Come on. Here we go. Come on. Here we go. If you missed the show. No, we didn't.
Why?
No, we didn't.
Why?
No, we didn't.
Well, don't get us wrong. Excuse me, Naggy. Excuse me, Naggy. Excuse me, Naggy, fresh, you're on.
Well, it started off my name after you when I made up the name called the Get Fresh Crew. It was me, my two DJs, two on the back of me, and my right hand man, Ricky D. I used to rap and sing, make sounds and things. And for example, here's the telephone ring. Hello, is that Get Fresh? No, it's not right now. But anyway, no more delay. Just check out the new style I display. Now you gotta be to rock with, and I'm D-O-U-G-I-E, and I'm known for the not for the think of me beatbox of an entertainer. No other title given me playing. In a passing generation, I am a remainer, and I'm also known as the beatbox trainer. Cash and check, make sound effects, and after I'm finished rocking, Slick Rick is on
You know
next.
it.
Slick Rick.
Well, here's a little something that needs to be heard. Doug, I was going downtown. Word. All alone, no one to be with. Stepped on the G train at 205th. I saw a pretty girl. So I sat beside her. Then she went real like she was something the tiger. I said, oh no, there's been a mistake. Honey, my name's Slick Rick, not Frosty Flakes.
Oh, golly, wow.
She was raised in hell. She said, oh, my name is Maggie, but call me Michelle. Michelle, my little Sunday monkey, but banging on some, Slick Rick and I'll rock the house, you know what I'm saying? And when I'm on the mic, there won't be no delaying. Bust a move, we show and prove. Hey yo, Doug, do that record jam on the groove.
As you can see, most definitely, we are Chill Will, Tarik, Ricky D, and I am the original human being, the entertainer, Stub E.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is DVS Ahmad joining you on another wonderful Friday right here in the Champagne Room. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Big up to everybody that's watching us live right now on Facebook. Everybody who's in that little chat situation, I appreciate you. I love you. I thank you for joining us every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Gyroscope Radio Newark. Sick, twisted, ridiculous, soulful, underground things always. Tonight, first of all, let me tell y'all what's going on this weekend, because tomorrow we got a party going on at Club Elevation, and y'all really want to be there because this party is a few of the things that we love the most. One, it's free. Two, you got a good DJ. DJ Punch from Zanzibar is going to be DJing all night long. Third, we have Vangela Crow and Aaron K. Gray performing live. And of course, yours truly will be hosting, so it's going to be a situation. It's going to be a man-down situation. So you want to be at Club Elevation tomorrow night from, I think the party is from 7 to 2 a.m. Also, September 10th, Humble Beginnings, 30 Maple Avenue, Montclair, New Jersey. That is our back-to-school jam. And what that means is we collect school supplies for children, for children going back to school, and we donate them to different schools who are in need of supplies for the children. So if you do, and you can come to Humble Beginnings, September 10th, 30 Maple Avenue in Montclair, New Jersey, please pick up some school supplies. I know they're on sale right now, probably at Costco, Walmart, situations like that, Walgreens. Pick up some school supplies, bring them, give them to us. We are going to distribute them to different schools that need supplies for the children. That being said, we have, at least right now, one, we are waiting on the other brother to show up, DJ Barry B. But right now, let's get a round of, and he is in the building. A round of applause for DJ Barry B. You can come sit over here, my brother. We already got your mic tested and everything. I want to thank y'all brothers for coming on DVS Fridays. So, of course, immediately to my right is DJ Barry B, and further to my right is DJ Duron Tarik. Both of these brothers are the brothers who keep the doors open at Club Elevation, 1425 Springfield Avenue in Irvington, New Jersey. If you haven't come to the L, which is what I call it, if you haven't come to the L, you have not had a sufficient party experience. I want to thank y'all brothers for coming out. How y'all doing this weekend?
Great, sir. All right, thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
I appreciate that. What made y'all want to do Club Elevation at the spot where it is now at 43rd Street Cafe, which is basically the upstairs restaurant, but the space downstairs is where Club Elevation is? What made you guys want to do that?
Go ahead, Deb. Well, it was actually, back in 2005. The short version is basically we were riding around the car, and I brought the idea to Duron about doing a weekly party. And he said, let's go for it. Then after that, it was just more talk of how we're going to build it and how we're going to put it together. Good friend Stacy Mallory, who used to run it before we were running it.
Yes, sir.
We got in contact with him, and there it was.
He hooked y'all up with Mike.
Our first party was at the Guitar Bar.
Yeah.
I remember the.
Yeah,
Oh
Guitar
wow!
first.
I remember the guitar bar.
Sweetie Love.
Yeah,
Sweetie Love got us the guitar bar first.
exactly.
The guitar bar. What made y'all want to change from the guitar bar up to 43rd Street? The location?
The guitar bar was it was going to be a monthly, bi-monthly midweek party. And we were gonna do both. We were just going to do that party as the promoters.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we didn't expect to get 43rd as fast as we did. But we threw the proper chains and it happened right away. So we had the guitar bar and we had a deal on the table for that place. So we didn't want to not do it because we already had a set deal and Sweetie had already put her name on the line for us, to go there with the owners and everything. So we used to have we had a DJ and everything. We were gonna we were gonna be the original DJs at first, and then we were gonna just kick back from the guitar bar, let other DJs play there, and we were gonna do our home base at 43rd because that was a weekly. And I'm old school. I like to play weekly at the time, So I wasn't with the monthlies was in, but they weren't really in at that time like that.
It's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, everybody was pretty much doing spots were doing weekly still at that time, but it's just that a lot of people couldn't really afford to rent a spot weekly. So you had, it was a few monthly parties that were going on, but spots were open every week. So long story short, we got the spot. We started it up, just me and Barry DJing. He was there with us from day one. You, Crystal, Vet, Lucy was with us from day one, and we did the stuff that people complain about you can't do no more. Stacy did it. Stacy did it first. We did it. You know what I'm saying? It's like people always complain about how you can't take unknown people and do something and build it and make something unknown known. But I think we're the testament that you can.
But you guys aren't unknown.
At the time.
But you had.
I was a producer.
Right.
I wasn't known as a DJ over here. I was known as a DJ and a producer overseas. I had already traveled. I had already DJ'd and stuff like that overseas. But over here to the underground crowd, especially in Jersey, a lot of New Yorkers knew me. But especially in Jersey, like people let's say Magic and Poncho and them, they didn't know who I was. We never knew. We didn't know each other. So we met each other through my introduction to that place, So.
What were you doing before Club Elevation? I know
selling
you were
cars.
DJing. You selling cars?
No, I was
Musically.
Yeah, musically. Well, I was working hard. Basically, I was just working and just doing my internet show with. I started off with Cyber Jams Radio. That's where it kind of started at, and then it progressed from there. Again, me and Dip, I had actually met Dip through a good friend, DeMarco.
I know DeMarco.
And
shout out to DeMarco.
Yeah, it just progressed from there. As we would be at all of the different spots that people do parties at, and it just basically progressed from there. Went to party. We was like at everybody's party, supporting a lot of different parties in Jersey and in New York. And
I remember that time.
Yeah, like back then, like I said, I was real heavy doing the internet stuff.
Okay.
Cyber Jams, and I was just on there like crazy, and it just went from there to going to Elevation. I
remember when you guys were doing that circuit, like you said, really heavy going and supporting all of the parties. That was before most people really knew me.
You was Antoine back then.
Yeah, it was Antoine.
You was DVS. You was DVS, but you only was at DVS at the parties that you were actually hosting.
Exactly, and I was hosting at Demonstrations in New Sounds, Think Soul's party, and I was hosting at Jersey Soul, and you guys would show up to every one of those parties that you guys could meet.
I don't really look like it as support. That's what we did. We went to the clubs. The same like a lot of people go to the clubs now. That's what we did. I don't look at none of that stuff as support. I mean, because at the end of the day, none of us are really surviving off the club music stuff.
Right.
Nobody I know anymore in Jersey that's actually paying their household lively monthly or weekly bills off the club scene. So I don't really look at it as like support. That's just what we did. We went to every spot first it was New York, and then Jersey started getting some things popping, you know, and everything, and we started going to all those spots. I was producing back then, so I was always in the studio, and at nighttime when Euphoria's used to go on, that was a prime time for me to go, and it was like a Monday. So I always used to go up there. I used to meet with Moses, Glenn Thornton,
Yes, sir.
Tracy. That was like our clique, our crew, Mark Mendoza.
Yep.
You know, our clique met down there because we all did music for a living. We was working in the daytime doing music, and at nighttime we wanted to go out and I drink, you know. So I used to like want to go out and hang out and have a few drinks and, you know, mess with some chicks or something like that, you know. So, you know.
I miss that. The one party, that's the type of party we don't have anymore, and it's exactly what you just described.
And it was a midweek party too. That was, to me, that's what was dope about it, because it was a midweek party. It was a Monday, and nobody, like, everybody wants what's going on. Nobody wants to start nothing different until somebody starts something different.
Exactly.
And it gets popular, then everybody want to do that. Like, there's no Monday parties now
No.
for our style music. Let somebody start a Monday party and they get popping.
It'll be a Monday,
It'll be like
a Tuesday,
100 Monday
Wednesday.
parties.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, everybody wants to do a Thursday thing, you know, because, you know, you got the pack. Everybody wants to try to capitalize on after the pack. Start another night, you know.
Right.
But that's how it is.
You were getting ready to say something.
Yeah, well, again, back to Elevation. When we started it back in 2005, he always said this, he'll bring it up, Dip will bring it up. We never, in any conversation, we never knew that it was gonna go this far, this long.
Yeah, we ain't know. We ain't know. We was
11, almost. It's going to be 11 years in
11
November,
years,
right?
November,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Weekly,
Yeah,
not
weekly.
monthly, weekly.
That's
what
right,
I-
and that's a big difference.
Yeah. So, again, it progressed, you know, and throughout the years we've had a lot of different DJs come through and do parties, and we met a lot of people on the way as of coming up.
Yeah,
you
we
know.
developed our relationship from, you know, doing the spot. We developed relationships with people from doing the club.
Me? Over this one? All right, cool.
Yeah, we developed our relationships from actually doing the club and, you know, working with different people over years. Like Barry know everybody. You know, like me, I know a lot of people, but it's not a lot of people in my circle. You know, I know a whole lot of people, but it's a lot of people that I'll meet, and I'll be like, oh yeah, my name, you know, Dip. Like, oh yeah, I know Barry, I know your partner. You know, I'm like, you know, Barry know everybody. We call Barry the mayor. You know what I'm saying? Because Barry, like, he know everybody, been friends with him for years. You know, he didn't already broke it down. You know who we are, what it is we do. So I mean that makes it kind of cool, because plus we two cool people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not like I'm not like a overly, you know, messed up type person. You know what I'm saying? I try to treat people how I want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? Have I pissed some people off? Probably. Yeah, my drinking days, I quite sure I probably did. You know, I mean, but I didn't mean it. Don't drink.
Is the liquor talking?
Yeah, don't drink. You know, it wasn't like I was trying to be tough or anything. It's just, you know, don't drink.
I always remember you to be fun after you got a couple in you.
Yeah. I didn't do stuff and got stories back to me that I don't even remember I did.
Yes, sir.
I was telling the truth, though.
Yeah,
I always
absolutely.
kept it real. You know?
Absolutely. Where did your journey in music begin?
Right on this block right here, Prince Street.
Really?
Yeah, straight down the street, like 2 blocks down. That's where I grew up at, and when the projects was up, basically. Just in the house, more or less. You know, when everybody was running around doing their thing, I was in the house, and I was collecting music, and I was in my room with my door closed, so nobody can get me. I was like that type of person. You know, I had friends and stuff, but I didn't do the street stuff too much. You know, I didn't really do the street stuff too much. So, right on this block right here, Prince Street, is where it all started. And across the street in Green Acres, the park down the street.
Park, yeah.
Yeah, all through there. That was like my little nest right there.
Really?
Between the building and the park. And, you know, when the people used to bring the music outside, and, you know, that was kind of like my introduction to when I got into the music.
Wow.
And
Okay.
DJing. So it's been a long time.
Yeah.
this is where it basically started on this block right
And
here.
you started DJing like at parties, like outdoor events and stuff
Well,
like
I
that?
was doing a lot of house parties.
Okay.
Like in the building. Like you
Oh,
have a,
like the community center room?
No, the building. Actually,
Just the whole
building. Yeah, the building. Like you would have an empty apartment and we would just open the door,
Serious?
bust in the door, and just let's do
Wow.
it. Like that type of stuff.
Like to get that?
Yeah, I did a couple school parties. You know, I went to Shabazz. I did a couple school parties and stuff like that back in the day, back in the '80s. And like I said, it just progressed from there. Doing different things, going different places, private parties, different stuff like that. So that's pretty much how it started.
Okay. How did you get started producing?
I grew up right down the block. I'm from Lincoln Park. Lincoln Park, the music festival. I always say that we're kind of like. I like what they're doing down there, how they building Lincoln Park up. Because I always kind of say that my crew was kind of like part of the reason why it's messed up. I don't know if you're cursing.
Yeah, this is internet.
Yeah, but I kind of say like my crew is kind of like part of the reason why Lincoln Park need to be brought up. Because
Really?
you know, we was young and we was down there, and it was that frame, you know, from the '80s to 2000s. Some of my crew is still down there. It ain't my age now, but some of my crew is still down there. The ones that survived and everything. Some of the ones that survived. But we from Lincoln Park. I'm from Spruce. I lived in the townhouses right from Spruce and High right there. I lived in the townhouses. You know, I grew up there. I used to live in Hill Manor. I came from Hill Manor to Spruce. We made Lincoln Park back in like the late 80s, early 90s, late like 88, 89, probably a little earlier than that, probably mid 80s. We made Lincoln Park our home base for me and my clique. You know, Sonia was from right there. She grew up right there in the building on Clinton Avenue and everything right there. So that's how all of us pretty much know each other. You know, we all came up around that area. And I didn't really do, I did music. I was a DJ and I always had equipment in my house, but I didn't do music in Lincoln Park. I didn't do music in, my hood was the hood. And we did, you know, hood stuff.
shit,
It wasn't
hood
like
shit,
to
yeah.
me, my story is the music was actually what got me out of the hood.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I used to go to, before I was a bar cat. I wasn't really like a club cat. You know, when everybody was doing the Zanzibar and everything, I was young for one thing. And when everybody was doing that, I would mainly like to go hang in the bars. So we would go Sunny Oliver's, sneak in Sunny Oliver's, or go to Benny's go-go spot, you know what I'm saying, chill out over down there. So, you know, when I got into the club, that was like my getaway, because it's like, damn, finally I got a spot I can go to. I ain't got to worry about watching my back.
Right.
I ain't got to worry about, you know, being in the bar, next thing you know, cats start kicking off, you know, and everything. And so that was like my outlet, you know, because like, you know, when you're around it, you live it, and it's like you cool with it. It's nothing. You know, I was at Studio 7. That was like one of the roughest spots around that area at the time, you know. But you didn't know because you was there.
Right.
I mean, you was there with the murderers and the killers and the stick-up kids and everything. So it's like everything was cool with you, you know. But it's like when you got away from it, it was like, man, I don't even know why I'd be over there.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but that's your hood. That's where you from, you know. So it's like I was always able to wear both hats, you know. And I got into producing. Deuce Martinez was like my big brother, and he used to take me with him to DJ because I always had all the records,
Okay.
all the club music and stuff like that. So Deuce used to take me to DJ in like late 80s, early 90s. I met him through a guy that was my best friend at the time, and me and Deuce just clicked and just kicked it off, and we were just like brothers from there. I used to be at Deuce house more than I was at my house.
Wow.
You know, so it was like him, me and his first wife and everything, his first daughter, you know, even if it was his second daughter. We was all family, you know what I'm saying? It's like I used to always be there every day. I used to work. I used to come home from work and just go to Deuce's house, you know? So he got me into like doing parties with him. And his clique, we used to just go do every place. We used to go all around. Even when I wasn't playing, I used to just go to support him. And then he introduced me to Jose, and we formed Soul Creation. And that's when we started doing the production stuff. You know?
What's Soul Creation?
Soul Creation was a production crew. Still around. Jose does it now by himself for the most part. Well, Soul Creation was a production crew of me, myself, Duron, Tarik, Deuce Martinez, and Jose Burgos.
Okay.
And we started a record label called Bass Clef Records. We started all that stuff together. And we did a lot of good releases that came out. And that was my whole introduction into production and everything. And later on, when I stopped that, I started doing my own thing under LaFunk and productions and everything else pretty much was me and my partner Tyrone Payton. And Tyrone did his, he was doing he did some stuff, and I was doing it on my own. And like after a while, it's like I've been always really lucky to easy to see things coming. You know what I'm saying? Like I always been good at predicting like kind of like the future, not the exact future, but good enough to see, oh, it's something about to happen, and you got to make a change or you just gonna get swallowed up. So I seen when the music business started really getting kind of crazy. It was always on a low scale for underground dance music, but it was still lucrative at the time when you could make a couple of bucks. But I seen it coming like, oh, it's time to do something different.
Okay.
And I had left from working and left from, I was doing that full time, no job and everything. So it's like after a while, I was like, oh, then it's time to do something different. That's when we actually Barry came by with the idea of doing the club. I said, nah, I never thought about it, doing a party, but if I do it, it got to be done right. I didn't want to just do any place. I didn't want to rent a spot on a regular basis, not to do what we wanted to do, because I wanted to do it weekly. I didn't want to do it just a monthly.
Right.
So I walked Stacy, kicked it with him, asked him if he had a problem with it. He was like, nah, we boys, we cool. He walked me to the owner. We made the deal, and it was a wrap. It's been ever since then.
We got a phone call? Okay. We got a phone call, so we're gonna take this call real quick. For anybody who's just joining us, we have DJs and club promoters, Duron and Barry B in the house. We about to take this phone call real quick. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing? This is DVS Friday. You're speaking with DVS. Who's calling? Who's calling?
Hello.
Hi, who's calling? Can you hear me? You got to turn your radio off, baby. You can't listen to the phone in the recording at the same time.
I don't know what they're talking.
Can you hear me now?
Sound like Gina.
Is that Gina?
Hey y'all.
Hey Gina.
Get it right on point.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I thought you was gonna come down here.
I'm fine, and yourself?
Good. What you doing?
I'm watching y'all.
She working? Y'all left her at the club?
No, we ain't working closed tonight.
Oh.
Hey, I love you guys.
Hey, Gina, we going to Ash Lounge tonight. Well, I'm going to Ash Lounge, so meet me up there if you're going out.
You heard him? I think she did. For anybody who doesn't know, Gina is the bartender at Club Elevation. And let me tell you about Gina real quick. When Gina first came to Club Elevation, Gina was a R&B kind of hip hop head.
Straight up.
For real, like she didn't like house music at all. She would be behind the bar with her face turned up. And I think it was by the second or third month, Gina was bopping behind the counter, leaving from behind the bar to come dance on the floor, talk about that's my record. And she is the best example I have of a converted house head. I love her to death. Are you still there, Gina?
Yes, I'm still here.
You hear me talk about you?
That is so
She getting
true.
the feedback. She getting the feedback.
You got a question for Dipper Barry?
Yes, it's a delay.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, you got a question for Dipper Barry?
Yeah, she getting the delay. She real far behind.
Okay, I think you're getting a delay from the phone. So, not from the phone? Oh, from the radio.
She probably listening to the radio.
Yeah, don't listen to the radio while you're talking to us, baby. Turn the radio down.
Okay, let me turn it off. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah, we converted
I-
a few bartenders.
Yeah, we did. What was Cece? Was one of the best.
Yeah, but he liked club music. We had What was her name? Rosalie?
Rosalie, I
Spanish.
think it was.
Jihad's sister.
Yeah,
Rafia.
yeah.
She was our first bartender.
Rafia.
Rafia.
I just saw her a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah,
too.
that's my girl. She's cool as hell. Yeah, she was like the first bartender, and she wasn't no club head. She was down with it, but she was a stone cold hip hopper too. You know,
For real, until she got a.
she was already working there, you know, with Stacy and Jihad and all that stuff.
Yeah.
We had her. We had Aaron.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I remember. Yeah, I remember Aaron.
Yeah.
You back, Gina?
Yeah, I'm back. I turned the bingo.
Okay. You got a question for Dipper Barry?
No, not really. I just want to tell them I love them, and I'm always going to ride with y'all.
Yeah, you know
I
you
told
ride
them
with
if they ain't there, I ain't going to be there no more neither.
I know that's right. Look at that. Now that's love. She said if they ain't there, she ain't gonna be there no more either.
Gina gonna get us some trouble.
I'm so glad you called. I was hoping you would come down, but we'll get you down here soon enough.
Okay, no problem.
All right?
Yep, love you guys.
Love
I'll
you
see
too.
later.
Thank you for calling, baby.
Back at you, Gina.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See, tonight is like our sort of like our night off. We don't usually have a night off on Friday or Saturday.
Yeah,
There's usually
y'all guys have
something
been
going
pushing way through the summer.
Yeah.
And most of y'all parties have been free this summer, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
What was
They've been
that?
going free.
What made y'all want to do the free parties?
Well, part of the main, 100% part of the main reason why is because the AC is not down there like it's supposed to be, and I just don't feel like our crowd support us. You know what I'm saying? They've been staying down with us for a long time, and like I said, I'm not like an overly type greedy person or anything like that. So it's like I felt that like it kind of been like doing the crowd a justice to try to keep trying to charge them to come to a place where they know ain't right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they've been riding with us for years. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just do it free, offer it free. And like so we still do some parties that we charge and everything like that and everything. But for the most part, we've been free. And even going to that, we actually worked out something where we can actually going forward. I'm gonna be doing like 2 Fridays a month. That's still gonna be free from now on forever.
Really?
Yeah, you know, like I pretty much do that. So it's like we're gonna it's like an introduction to the underground. You know, so we're gonna stay with our resident DJs. You know, Mark Lewis, Dana. I just picked up T. Coleman. He down with us now. You know, a couple of other cats that work with us on a regular basis. We mainly gonna be focusing on just them playing. You know, Friday nights. You know, try to develop something going with them, and it's basically like a lot of people won't come to the spot because they don't want to charge. They don't want to pay because they don't know what they're gonna get.
Right.
Because they know we got something totally different from what you offer at a lot of other places and everything. We don't really have, which we never really did. We don't really have just heads that come to our spot. You know, we got like people that be from, you know, people that go to Marlowe's, people that go to 78 Lounge. We got a little bit of everybody, you know, that comes. So a lot of times they don't know what you offering. They don't want to pay.
Right.
They don't mind coming, but they don't want to pay. So this is like a way they can get introduced to it. And then you never know, it might roll into our Saturday, which is our premiere, you know, our premiere line. You know, we bring out the big guns on Saturday night, you know, for them guys. But now, the Friday night DJs, I always get on them. I tell them, I'm like, yo, y'all got to show the crowd. I mean, y'all got to pretty much show the Saturday night cats that y'all are just as relevant. Y'all coming too, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the way I look at it. That's the way me and Barry came in. We didn't really care about, and we didn't really focus on no other spot. There was a lot of places going on back when we first started.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of good parties. You know, you had Zach Nature, you had Pookie and them was doing parties every month. Hutch was doing a party every month. Axiom was doing parties on a regular. They was doing mega parties. They were doing like 2-room parties with like 15 DJs. They was getting in, you know. You know, so it's like a lot of places going on. I remember the first time we did a party and we went up against Zach Nature on the Friday. You remember that night? I was so pissed at the end of the night.
Yes.
And we was shut down. And I was like, yo, this is wild. I said, this would never happen again. And what happened that next month? We made it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Really, for real.
And they didn't do anything wrong. They was doing what they doing. They had to establish crowd. But we learned that we had to go. Sometimes if you want to go right, you got to go left in order to get right.
Right.
A lot of people, I think, today don't understand that. A lot of people want shelter dreams, so they try to go after the shelter. But you can't do that if you ain't got that built-in crowd already.
Right.
Sometimes you want shelter, you might got to go to Marlowe's to get it.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? And I tell a lot of people, if you build it, best believe it'll come if you build it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened with us. We didn't have no crowd. You was there from the beginning. We ain't had no crowd. We went and got Connie. We went and got the other Connie. They come with the chicks and everything. Not your sister Connie. Remember Dottie, not Connie, Dottie. We went and got Dottie and all of them. They was all bar chicks from other bars. We went and got the bar crowd. Had like 20 or 30 of them hanging at the bar. Remember they used to all stay in the front. They wouldn't come in the back.
All the time.
You know, we went and
After
got
a
them.
while,
But that made it simple for when the heads started coming. They seen we had different people.
Right.
So when they saw that we had different people and we were playing good, that was another thing that kept it going.
Two of the
That
best
was the
DJs
main
I know,
thing.
for real.
So that, with the fact that we went out and got our own crowd, was what enabled us to actually continue and be successful, at that particular time. And then over the years, we just freaked the business. We did what we had to do to keep it going. We done been through a lot of different renditions over the years. That's how we kept it going, though.
Let me ask this question, and I know anybody who goes to Elevation wants to know, when is the air conditioning coming?
I want to know when the air conditioning is coming. I mean, don't get me wrong. The one that I say it like this. We have a new owner now, in case people didn't know. The new owner is and has spent a lot of money in the place. He is and has been doing a lot of stuff.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that we've been have not had in the 11 years we've been there, he took care of in the less than 2 years that he's been there. A lot of behind the scenes stuff, like we used to have that carbon monoxide smell. People don't notice that no more. That's like stuff behind the scenes, that nobody knows. They don't even think about it. They just think about what they can see. Now, I don't know exactly when he's going to get it done. I wish he got it done when we were really talking about it and everything, but that didn't happen. So we got one or two things to do. We either can close and wait for him to get it done, or we can stay open, still offer what we offer, do things our way. But the people just know, like, if you come, this is what it is. If you don't come, we'll see you when you get back. You know what I'm saying? Because in the business, you're only going to do one or two things. You know what I'm saying? You're either going to close and say, all right, cool. And I guarantee if we close tomorrow, it's going to be like 15 other DJs that's going to come back down there trying to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's like it is what it is. So you close, you walk away. People, we go get another spot. All right, that's cool. How long we going to be in that other spot? I know what I got, where we at.
Right.
I know the owners. I know the old owners. I know the new owners. I know what we have. I know what we can do. I know what we can't do. We got a lot of freedom where we at. That's one of the reasons why we've been here and been able to be successful for so long. Yep. They know what we bring to the table. That's why if we get slow, they don't be on us. Because they know when we rocking, we rocking.
Right. When
it's slow, it's all right, we might be slow, but it's gonna rock again. Because we not stopping. We're staying. We don't focus on the new hot spot that come out. We don't have that luxury. Like everybody want to flock to a new hot spot. We don't have that luxury. We ain't had that luxury in 11 years. So we just actually became a new hot spot when he did the remodel. you know what I'm saying? That was like the only time we got like little extra added push. Because it attracted a lot of people.
And it's really nice. For anybody who hasn't been down there, if you were at Club Elevation a couple of years ago and stopped going, what you see now is it's a completely different feel, it's a completely different look, it's a completely different everything, from the sound to the floor. Everything is completely different. It's more of a club now.
Yeah, like Dottie and them, they came. Dottie and them was our originals. They came not too long ago when we started the day parties, and they was like, wow.
Yeah.
They were looking around like, where this is at when we was coming here?
Exactly.
and like a lot of people don't remember, like, we have more people that don't come out to no clubs no more than a lot of these clubs got people that come to. Like, I can honestly look at our old membership when we had like 300-400 members that you can see, they don't even come out no more. They don't, not the Elevation, they don't go out, period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? T-shirt, tank top cat.
Yeah.
That's what we called him. I don't even remember his name. He was like our number one member. Yeah, where you see him at? He ride motorcycles. He don't even go to the clubs no more. What was it? Rasu or something like that, I think his name was. Cool brothers. Do the dancing. All them cats, a lot of them don't even come out. Like the first couple. What's Kenneth and them? Him and his girl, they go like to other little spots. They come every now and then. it's like those guys is regulars in the club. Every week we would, you know, they came. You know, but that was our crowd. When me and Barry stopped DJing, they kind of fell off because they wasn't really into a lot of the other people. They was more so into what we bought, how we bought it, you know.
Yeah.
That's because we developed our own crowd.
And y'all took your time and did that. And that was
we
a
didn't
deliberate
focus
thing.
Yeah, because we didn't really want to focus on. We didn't never want to focus on our party being a DJ orientated, like guest DJ orientated party.
Right.
So we actually fell back from doing a lot of things. Remember before when we were doing parties, it would always be like me one week, Barry the next week. 1 week Barry would open up, I would close. The next week Barry would open up. I mean, I would open up, Barry would close. You know, we did that stuff for years because we always wanted to develop our own thing.
Those were some of the best parties.
Yeah, I mean, because it developed, it let everybody know that Club Elevation was here. It wasn't about if we had this DJ this week or that DJ next week, you know, and that became like the thing because everybody wanted to play so bad and it just spiraled out of control because we would have successful parties no matter what. You know, like we was rocking with the numbers no matter who was there. So it was like we started like saying, all right, cool, come on, you come in. And now everybody was our friend already too, you know, like a lot of the DJs were our friends. So we was like pretty much showing love to a lot of people, but we still made it where everybody knew, oh, that was our house. Yeah. You know, it's like, I can shut it down now. We could just keep playing. And we'd have to probably develop our own new thing again, but we can do that if we wanted to because we still let it be known that Elevation is our house. I don't really have I don't really play no more, so I don't really be having no notices to. I got too many other DJs. I got, you know, Dana and Mark and all those other cats that just let them rock.
When are we going to hear Barry play again?
That's what I want. Playing on the 7th.
October 7th.
October 7th?
Yeah, October 7th. Actually, today I ran to Kenny Bobian, and he's going to come up and perform.
Nice.
October 7th. So
nice.
That's the party that everybody's going to come back in the building. It's going to be too cold out, so you can come back inside and get warm in Elevation.
Yes, sir.
And you know, I'll be playing some music for y'all. You know, doing what I do. It's been a minute. Though.
Oh, we got heat now too.
Oh, we got heat.
We ain't got no air, but we got heat now.
Yeah, we got heat.
Heat was never the problem. Once we get in there on the dance floor, we warm up. Yeah. That was never the problem. But you put one of the first CDs, house CDs, that a DJ has ever given me. You put the first one in my hand at Cafe Euphoria when you came to demonstrations in New Sound.
I want Christian to start that party.
Yeah, they need to.
Chris, you hear this?
And Chris, go out on the weekend.
Chris hears this because I talk to Chris from time to time. He says he hears that every time he goes out. And the thing is, there's nobody else who can do that party.
Nah, those parties is legendary.
Right.
Nobody else can, because I'm like, okay, well maybe somebody else will do it. And I thought a little bit more about it. I was like, there's nobody who can pull that off.
And them parties is legendary. Boy.
Yeah, and that's good that everybody does. Just like Exact Nature had its own stamp, Elevation has its own stamp, that party had its own stamp.
Yeah, some parties out there. Like it's a lot of parties out there that I think a lot of people don't. They probably will remember later on when it's all over. That like a lot of parties don't really get their just due. You know, like Humble Beginnings is one of them. You know,
Yes, sir.
They've been around. They started when we started.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like they don't really. I don't think like they get their just due. But I remember a time when they was like in the lodge, everybody was there. All the heads, everybody was there.
Yep.
You know, and it's like they was getting it in, and they was able to do that, have that time frame, and move on to something different, move to a whole new location, and still keep it going. So you got to commend people for that. But we live in a new society, so everybody a lot of the new people want to come in, and they want the people who've been doing it a while to just truly like step aside. And it's like that in everything. It's like that in all forms of music, hip hop, everything. The new cat come in, he immediately wants all of the older cats or people that have been doing it to just step aside and just let him do what he gonna do.
But I don't see any parties now that are I might need to actually turn that off at some point. What's that? Sorry. There's not a whole bunch of parties, and I don't go to as many as I used to, just like you guys, because I don't see a whole lot of new anything. Everybody just picks a spot where everybody else is doing a party.
Well, yeah, that's why I said it gets like that where people don't want to Everybody complains though. There's not a lot of spots out here. There's not a lot of places to go.
There's
Plenty of spots out here.
spaces, but
There's
nobody's
plenty
doing
of
nothing
places,
different.
but nobody don't want to go there because they're gonna actually have to do some work.
Yeah, there's no work being
Nobody
done.
don't wanna
Everybody
do
got
no
the
work.
same records. They doing the same thing that everybody
Nobody
else
don't
is
wanna
doing.
They don't want to.
There's no innovation.
Nothing.
You know what the one innovative party that I could say, and it just because it's different, is Spins and Pins, and that's just because they do it at the bowling alley.
I told Mike and them a long time ago to keep that thing going.
For real.
And I've
because
never been. I'm not a bowler.
It's
you know
a
what
whole
I'm saying?
that, but either, whether you bowl or whether you dance.
Yeah, it's a good part. I've never
and they
been,
got
but
the bar
I
there, so
like the concept.
Yeah, it's three different things. If you drink, there's the bar. If you want to
Yeah.
bowl, you can go to the bowl. If you want to dance, there's a DJ and a floor. You can go ahead and dance. I don't see any other innovation right now. Everybody want to be at the pier. Everybody want to be in the park. Everybody.
Yeah, we're in outdoor. We're in an outdoor society right now. So a lot of guys, the way I look at it, just keeping it real. A lot of people couldn't really see getting a venue or keeping a venue going.
Right.
So
They don't have
everybody
that.
wanted to move to outdoors because they felt it was an easier way to get a win. You know, you offer it for free.
And you attract the
everything.
crowd too.
But the thing that's funny about it, a lot of these same guys, I say, yo, man, we're gonna do a free party at the club. Oh no, you know.
But you
Free?
doing free outdoor
I'm like, you gonna
parties
do a
left
free
and
outdoor
right.
party? What's the
What's
difference?
the difference?
you know.
What is the difference? You tracking your speakers, your whole sound system, and
Yeah.
everything. You lugging it to the park as opposed to just going into the club where everything is set up already.
I don't get the concept, but people,
I don't
people do
understand
have
it.
some people do have
And
issues.
I've been saying
with
this
it,
to
you know?
people for years. And be innovative. I want to come out and see something different at the party. I remember when parties were parties. You go to a party, every party had its own feel. It was something different
Yeah.
going on. I don't see that anymore. I stay in the house. Damn that.
When we had that Stacey Stucker would say we had the megaplex going on, and I had bought, you know, we stopped doing the weekly party, and it was still weekly, but I bought all the different brands and gave everybody a different night.
Right. And that was
it was
hot.
still weekly.
That was
but
hot.
it was a monthly party because everybody had their own different thing.
Right.
And everything was different.
Yes.
You had me on the first Friday.
Barry
I had
on the
my
second.
own people. You had Barry on the second Friday. You had Naeem, who was doing the party with me, Lucy, and Nene doing Naeem on the first Saturday. Had his own people. We all mixed in different crowds too, but we all, for the most
But
part, we all
everything
had our
its own
party.
feel. You knew
you know what I'm saying?
whose party it was when you walked in.
You had Man Up. Before then, you had Zach.
Oh, you Love's
had,
House,
You had
DJ
before
Beloved.
Before them, you had Unified Spirits. You
Right,
know?
oh, right.
You had Jihad on the third Saturday. You know, he was doing him. He had his own crowd. You had Zach Nature at the end of the month. You know, they was doing. Everybody was. It was cool. You had every week, every night was packed. Everybody had some of the same people, but they all had their own individual. What's the name? Zach Nature had the biggest party, hands down, on a consistent basis at that time. You know.
That's because
You know.
the crowd that they catered
Yeah, they had
to.
the crowd that they catered to, and it was funny because everybody like, oh man, that crowd's in there. They don't drink, they don't think. That was our best bar night. The
For
whole
real.
thing.
The whole
you know, I used to tell Rafik all the time. He's mess with. I'm like, yo, you sure these people don't drink, man? I like, yo, the bar be killing it at the bar
They're
all
gonna have
night.
water, they're gonna have Red Bull,
Yeah,
they're gonna
they
have
used to
juice, they're
eat.
gonna have
We always
chicken
had the
wings,
food,
they're
so
gonna
they
have
always eat,
fries,
you know?
they're gonna have chicken fingers, they're gonna have we gonna do that.
But nobody, like, we all had our own thing. Nobody was trying to, like, Joey wasn't trying to be like me. I wasn't trying to be like Naeem. Naeem wasn't trying to be like Jihad. Jihad wasn't trying to be like Matt. You know, everybody was doing their own thing.
And this wasn't that long ago.
No, and people would act like it was like 100 years. They act like it was
this
in the
wasn't that
Zanzibar
long
days.
ago. This was a few years ago, and then all of a sudden everything kind of melded into this
Now,
one generic
And everybody's now.
situation.
If you playing, if a DJ playing now, if he ain't playing the top 5 records, crowd don't like him. And I'm like, it wasn't like that back. It wasn't like that before, you know. And I don't. It can get back like that again. It's just somebody a DJ got to have
the courage,
and he got to have the charisma to actually build his own thing. That's a strong point because I always was like the type of person that I could draw people to my thing. You know, I can attract people to come and see my vision and see my, you know, where I'm headed. You know, because I always keep it real though. I'm like, yo, look, I'm gonna get there with or without you, but if you come with me, it's better.
It's better.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna make it happen. You know, because I got that drive. I got that, you know, what's the name? You know, so I always been that type of person. I was like, I never really needed nobody to do something with, but I like it. You know, so
It's
always,
better.
it's always better.
Two heads are always
you know,
better
and,
than
and
one.
teams win. You know, let's keep it real.
Absolutely.
You know.
And this is a winning team.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
I
11
mean, and it's
years.
not just. It's like I said, it's not just us. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people that came around. In the, you know, in the years, it's like, you know, I got relationships with a lot of different DJs.
Mm-hmm.
I got relationships with a lot of different promoters. Relationships with a lot of different, you know, dancers and regular party people and everything. And all of them play their part at one point or the other in the keeping the chains going. You know what I'm saying? Some people last longer than others.
Yeah.
But they were a part of the spot at that particular time. You know what I'm saying? So like, people don't see that. They just see where you at. They forget about everything you know,
Everything
where
you
you
did.
came from. You know, they just see where you at. You know, and everybody say, "Oh, I want that." You know, people now they start parties. They started for the wrong reasons. I feel, because people start parties and say, "Oh, I want that elevation crowd." We didn't have no elevation.
There was no
you know what I'm
elevation
saying?
crowd
What's
in
the
the
name? So it's
beginning.
like we said, "Yo, we want a crowd. We want to play this way, and we want a crowd." In order to get that way, you remember when we first started, I was playing Time to Ghetto. I was killing that stuff because I knew we had a bar crowd. So I catered to them, and I spoon-fed them little by little until eventually they wanted to hear what we was playing. And then little by little, we made that transition. You know, then by the time that quote-unquote heads got there, we was able to do what we wanted. Now you can play whatever you want. If you got courage.
If you
know
got
what I'm saying?
courage.
You can play whatever you want, you know.
Tanya, how much time we got? Okay. Barry, what is your vision for Club Elevation?
It's always just keep the doors open.
Just keep the doors
Keep
open?
the doors open and keep a place where people can come and dance and have a good time, and you know, just enjoy themselves. You know, that's my little vision right there. I'm sure it's more out there. It's more you know what I'm saying. It's more, but just keeping the doors open so people can come and have a good time and experience the music, experience the vibe, and just have a good time. Know that you're in a safe place, and just coming to have a good time.
FYI, we don't have security because we don't need security. Barry is security. just so you know. Have y'all ever thought about streaming live from the club?
And they did it before. We had people do it before. It was never us in general. It was people that came there and, you know, did parties and did it. My man Juan and Rodriguez and Holiday, they did it streaming. They was the actual ones that ran the Ethernet cable from upstairs to downstairs to show us how to do it and everything.
Oh, wow.
So I don't even know if it's there now that they did the remodel, but it was there at that time. But I never was really, remember before years ago we had that kind of, and I was always against it for the simple fact that I was pro. Yo, you want to hear me? You got to come see me.
come see me.
You know, I mean, I was never really into the internet DJ thing and all that stuff. I did it when we first started. I did a Cyber Jam stint, but that was only to get people to promote for the club. And then after that, I stopped it. You know, it wasn't never really my thing. You know, not knocking nobody that does it, but I always been into the club is the club, outside is outside, the internet is the internet. You know, I always kept them totally different. You want to see me play? You want to hear me play? Come see me play. You know, come, you know, if I'm doing a free night, come do it. If I'm doing a pay night, come pay the, you know, and that's just the way I was brought up. You know, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but it's my way.
Of all the parties you guys have gone to over the years, and I hate asking this question, but what's the best parties that you guys have gone to?
I can't even say.
In your
There's
opinion,
so many.
the ones that you can name more than one. Like,
I mean, I can't say there's so many over the years. My whole time of partying, I haven't been everywhere. I didn't been to parties out of the country that was dope. I didn't been to parties that was in New York. I didn't been to parties that was in Philly. I didn't been to parties all over the world. You know, that was dope for whatever reason. I didn't seen the big dogs play in spots. You know, different places. You know, so. And I ain't see a lot of these people that was, you know, like supposed to be in the scene. When I was in New York hanging out, a lot of these people I never used to see. I was in all the parties. I was in
somebody's lying.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, I wasn't no Zanzibar cat. I was too young, you know, so I never did the Zanzibar, none of that stuff. But when I was in New York in all the 90s, you know what I'm saying, all early 2000s and all that, when I was in New York, a lot of people I did not see at those parties that was happening. You know, I didn't see these people at what was it called? Bang the Party with E-Man and them. That was like one of the happiest underground spots in Brooklyn at the time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of these cats. You know, a lot of these quote unquote people that's in the know and in the scene and been doing it for years. You see them. You know, I remember when Louis and them was doing a Sound Factory bar.
Oh man,
You know, at the Sound Factory bar, they went to other spots. You know, when he was at Herbert Street with, you know, on his night, him and Joe started the party together with a dance ritual. A lot of those jokers don't even know stuff like that. You know, they just go with what they see now. Louis and Roots.
Don't
I
forget
remember.
don't forget that Tyrone Francis party. They used to BK and Y.
Oh yeah, Tyrone Francis and them had BK and Y. That was
Before
back then
667.
when he was 667.
Okay.
When Tyrone and them was doing 667, Tyrone and Lil Ray and Donna was doing 667.
that was a
Your
flop
favorite DJ, Tyrone Francis was your favorite DJ's favorite DJ. I'm trying to tell every Jersey DJ and their mother was over at 667 on a Wednesday night.
Yep.
And if you ask somebody and if they say they wasn't,
They
lying straight up.
They lying. Shout out to Tyrone Francis.
Tyrone used to lay it down. He was playing a little bit of everything. He was playing for the dancers. He was putting it in. You know, but you got people now say, oh, he washed up. And they want to neglect everything people done. Like, you know, like people want to take you now and they want to just sweep you under the rug. But they don't want to, like, they want to take away everything you did. Like, everything you did is washed under the rug. What is to me, it's corny.
It's disrespectful.
Because Tyrone still can lay it down on any given night.
Yeah, I know he can.
You know what I'm saying? So
He
it's
just
like,
played last year at the warehouse. I think it was last year. He just played
But
at
I
the
know
warehouse.
for a fact, a lot of the DJs that's out here now that people look up to was in 667 on a Wednesday night.
Listening
on a
to
work
Tyrone
night.
Francis, for
On a
real.
work night.
Oh, that was heavy trying to get up the next morning. But that building isn't even there anymore.
Yeah, this is a condo.
Some
high-rise
some
condo
high
now,
rise
you know?
something now. But that was the spot. That was the spot.
They was going there. They was going to Sapphires in New York. I mean, it was, you name it. We was doing Save the Robots. You know, actually, a lot of these guys about Save the Robots. They don't
Save
even
the
know.
Robots?
That was like in what they call it, Alphabet City down that area down in New York.
Wow.
I think it was Alphabet City. I know it's down that area, going all the way down, like to where you start getting to the Avenue A, Avenue B, all that stuff. It was Save the Robots. It was like a lot of those spots down there.
Somebody posted the first Clubhouse Jamboree flyer today on Facebook, and Tyrone Francis was on the lineup.
They was all back in the day. Tyrone Francis, Kim Lightfoot, all them guys from that era.
was on there too.
Back, it was a time in New York when there was like the young guns in the New York scene. Like if you was doing a party and you ain't had those cats playing, your party wasn't popping.
Nah.
If you ain't have like Timmy or one of the bigger guys playing, but all like on the smaller local DJ scheme, it was like Tyrone and Kim Lightfoot, Herb Martin. You know, a lot of, you know, Donna was there. Donna's like everybody's little sister because she's been there for the longest, like, you know. But
I love
Tyrone
that.
and Herb and Kim and quite a few, a lot of those other guys. I don't want to just keep saying names because I know I'm gonna miss somebody. Like, oh, why you say my name? But it was a lot of people that was doing parties. They used to have the chick used to do the cookout, the 24-hour, the 3-day cookout in Brooklyn and everything. This cookout used to go on for like three days, 2 days, like a whole weekend, non-stop, constant food. Who doing that now?
Nobody.
Non-stop music. You know, it was the hood because I'm talking about it was going on for like the whole weekend, non-stop music, non-stop food. They used to be getting it in. Cookout used to be jam-packed. You would go home, go to sleep, wake up the next day, and then come back again, it'd still be packed.
Yep.
I think I went.
It was in
there
Brooklyn.
once.
I
used to get dragged to clubs. My friend, not my friend.
It
my
wasn't a
cousin.
club, it was the back of a building.
No, I'm just saying like to different parties. That's how I got introduced to parties. You know Bruce Wayne?
Yeah.
He's the one who introduced me to underground and house music. He used to be at WRSU radio station, New Brunswick, and we used to go from the radio station to parties. And I never knew where I was going. I was little. I was like 13, 14 years old. And he would just take me around to these different, I didn't know. So if I ended up at the place, it was because I was there, not because I knew what the party was and who was playing. I just ended up there. So I ended up at a bunch of different parties. That's how I got into Zanzibar. That's how I got into Sound Factory
I'm not
Bar.
talking about like long time ago. Yeah, I'm talking about like in the mid '90s. You know,
Yeah.
like in the mid '90s, it was like a lot of stuff going on. You know, I didn't really hang in Jersey at that back then. I was all New York. You know, in the '90s. You know, and so I can't even really tell you what was going on. Other than like I used to go to Black Box every now and then. You know, check Naeem out. You know, and
T. Mallory.
Nah, the other T.
T.
What's the kid name? Gerardo's called Gerardo's brother. I forget my man's name, but he know who he is. That cat. But I used to go check them out and everything, and Stefan and them was there on. They had nights and everything. But besides going like there, I didn't really go to a lot of Jersey spots. I was mainly always in New York. Because there was so much that was on offer in New York at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, so much different stuff. A very eclectic, mix of everything. Not just house either. We were going over there to regular parties on a regular weekday, and you would hear like R&B, down tempo R&B, little old school hip hop, or old school at the time, 80s hip hop stuff that they got on the walls and everything before the real thug stuff came out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a whole different world.
We only got a couple. We gotta stop. Final thoughts. What if somebody wanted to start a party today, and they came up and said, I want to do something like Elevation. What would be
going wrong right there?
That's pretty going wrong right there.
Yeah. You got to come up with I mean, we ain't doing nothing that ain't nobody did. Let's not be delusional about that. We're doing nothing that hasn't been done before. Nobody out here is doing nothing that hasn't been done before. You just have to take it and put your own spin on it. And that's what people, I feel, go wrong. They don't want to put their own spin on it. They want what you got. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, okay, Elevation got Antoine MCing, Elevation got this person hosting, Elevation got this person DJing, we gonna get that.
I got dragged along for a few of those rides.
You know
and
what
I'm
saying?
grateful, I'm thankful, I'm grateful. It took me a whole bunch of different places.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't like I said, I don't knock nobody. I just know we got to do what we got to do. I ain't not in no competition with nobody. To me, I always look at us as being our own competition. Like our Elevation's biggest competition is Elevation. Mm-hmm. Right now, we ain't got no heat, but we still keep people coming.
That's right.
I mean, we ain't got no air, but we still keep people coming. So everything I've known spots that use our shortcomings to try to promote their spot. And to me, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I've seen that off.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's like I've seen people say, oh yeah, we got air.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about years ago. I'm not talking about no new thing. I'm talking about years ago. Oh, we got air. We got a wood dance floor. We had tile floor. People were still dancing. You know what I'm saying? When we first started, and that was another thing. When we first started, we never had nothing that everybody said you needed to do a proper dance music party, and we wasn't trying to be sheltered, so we never really focused on that. We knew we wasn't sheltered, so we never tried to be sheltered. We never tried to be anything we weren't. We always tried to be Elevation.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? And we let it happen organically, and then we started getting other DJs to come in and play and rent the spot because they couldn't dispute the fact that while they was complaining about our size, while they was complaining about our hours, we was rocking
all night,
every week,
9 to 2.
And then the quote unquote premier jocks was like, yo, we ain't got no home, but they making it happen in that little hole in the wall up there. So it was easy for us to try to kind of lure people to come, like, yo, check it out. I ain't saying it's the greatest, but we gonna be here. We gonna give you a home until you find another home. And when you find another home, we'll check you when you get back once you start playing.
Because you're going to come home.
Because we going to make it happen. We leaving when we want to leave. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is.
Final thought, Barry B?
Just keep coming. Every Friday, every Saturday, we're open. We're doing the long hours starting in, September, October, Dip?
Yeah, October.
Starting October. We're doing the long hours, 4 o'clock.
We go back to that.
4 to 2?
4 to 2.
4 to 5.
4 or 5 to 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So look out for that, Club Elevation. Can we get a round of applause for DJs and promoters Barry B and Duron Tarik? We appreciate you guys for coming.
Thank you.
I thank you. Y'all are family. You know that.
Of course.
Y'all are welcome down here anytime, and anytime y'all need, y'all don't need it, but let me know when parties are happening and we promote them right here on the show. Also, do not forget this weekend, September 3rd at Club Elevation, we have Aaron K. Gray and Vangela Crow. Those are the two performers, and DJ Punch will be playing all night. It's a birthday party for Princess and Mary. I don't know who Princess and Mary are. I will meet y'all at y'all birthday party, though, I tell you that. And September 10th, Humble Beginnings, the back to school jam. If you have school supplies or you can get school supplies for the kids, we know that the teachers a lot of times spend a lot of money trying to, supplement what parents aren't able to get their kids or don't get their kids. So we give school supplies to the kids. That's something that we donate, that you guys donate at the party, and you'll have a wonderful time at the party in return. Awesome. The Beat Brothers, DJ Man, DJ Snooker, and DJ Dre put it down all night. Sick, twisted, ridiculous, soulful, underground things. I need to shout out everybody that is watching live on Facebook. I can't see everybody's name right now from over here. I'm gonna get better with this over time. Y'all just bear with me a little bit. I'm still learning. But I thank y'all for coming. I thank y'all for joining us. And I will see y'all this Saturday, tomorrow night. And I have to correct something on my live video. I said we was leaving from here and going to the club, and that was a mistake. It's tomorrow.
We leaving here
tomorrow.
Ash
Yeah, they going to Ash Lounge. Antoine's going, DVS is going to bed. Because I need to rest up for tomorrow. It's a lot. It's a lot going on tomorrow.
Coronas at Ash
They got Coronas?
Tonight. They got Coronas.
They got Coronas at Ash Lounge. Have one for me. Barry's Bond. Okay. Have one with grenadine for me. That used to, when I used to drink, that was my drink with the Corona. But thank y'all for joining us. Thank you so much. It's DVS for DVS Fridays. We are in the Champagne Room. Big up to Tanya Champagne. Big up to Sincere. Shout out to Mona Black in the room. And I will see you guys next DVS Friday. I love you so much. I thank you so much. Peace and enjoy. Be safe this weekend. Be safe.
Thank you for being everything you said you would be. I wanna thank